Hello, this is John Paval for Access Arts Live, giving you an update on how to choose between three fine orchestral live streams, all three of them coming to you free of charge this Friday, February 28th, in the evening European time. I mean, but I can give you some pointers on how you can choose which one of these you may wish to enjoy. Before I go into that, let me remind you, please, if you're watching this on Facebook, click on the like the video button and we will send you an invite so you can follow us. If you're watching on YouTube, click the subscribe button. If you're watching us on any of our other four platforms, X, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads, please don't just like the video, like us. That is, follow or subscribe to us on those four platforms. Now, let us start going about the business of how are you going to choose which of these great live streams to enjoy, because all three of them are very good, I promise you. And I'm going to talk about them with you one at a time. So let's start out with the first of them, which will be coming up in just about an hour and a half. Okay. What I want to say is, for a good time this Friday, call the Frankfurt Radio Symphony Orchestra. Dance Meets Tuba this Friday, February 28th, live stream concert from the Frankfurt Radio Symphony, featuring the symphony's hotshot tubist Ole Hyland playing John Williams's lively tuba concerto. This, I promise you, will be a fun concert. It's at 7 in the evening European time, 1 in the afternoon on the East Coast, lunchtime, or 10 in the morning, late breakfast on the West Coast. It's on YouTube. It's free of charge. Now, they'll start out with John Williams's tuba concerto, which was composed for the very lively Boston Pops Orchestra's 100th anniversary. And in the picture that I have up there for you on the right, it's on the first line. There's Ole Hyland, who will be playing that lively tuba concerto. He's only 27 years old. 3 years ago, at the tender age of 24, he won the competition to replace the retiring principal tubist of the Frankfurt Radio Symphony, and he's been going like blazes ever since. He's also very much into playing jazz, and he's played with some top jazz, orchestral jazz ensembles. So this will be a jazzy, very lively John Williams Boston Pops Orchestra tuba concerto. Now, after that, they'll do Stravinsky's Petrushka, which is also promises also to be lively dance rhythms, even if the subject, I mean, Petrushka is an eternally unhappy hero, but that doesn't mean that the music is eternally unhappy. And this is the kind of ballet music that back in 1947 knocked people's socks off back in the days. So, and the conductor is Tianyi Lu. Now, she is one of these dynamic young women up and coming through the ranks, not these old 75-year-old guys who kind of twist their wrist a little bit. They move on the podium, and she will. She was, like many of her fellow up and coming young women conductors, a Dudamel fellow with the LA Phil. Gustavo Dudamel, who has been running the LA Phil for the last decade or so, is going to New York Phil now, really put together a terrific program for up-and-coming young conductors. So this will be a lively and fun concert. If that's what you're looking for, this is for you. Now, maybe you're looking for something more serious. Now, if you're looking for something more serious, this is not the concert that you want to be tuning into. Then you'll be looking for the Gulbenkian Orchestra's concert, which starts an hour later. Friday, February 28th, the Gulbenkian Orchestra revisits the bromance between Bruckner and Wagner with selections from Tristan and Isolde and Bruckner's Seventh Symphony. That will be at 8 o'clock European time, 2 in the afternoon, a late lunch on the East Coast, 11 in the morning, and early lunch on the West Coast. It's also on YouTube free of charge. Lawrence Rennes is conducting. Now, they'll start out playing, the selections from Wagner are Tristan and Isolde's Prelude and Liebestod. Now, Bruckner first met Wagner. I'm not going to recount you the whole story of it in this little blurb, but Bruckner first met Wagner in 1865 at the premiere of Tristan and Isolde, and fell artistically terribly in love with the guy. Then, after they've done that, after the intermission, they'll come back and do Bruckner's Symphony No. 7 in E major, which he dedicated to Wagner. And Bruckner composed this symphony after attending a performance of Parsifal in Beirut, which was the last time, and after that was the final meeting that he had with Wagner. So these two pieces echo the beginning and the end of this artistic bromance. And some people might object to my calling it that, but I swear that's what it was. Okay, so if you like the German romantics, well, then that's what you want to tune into. But we're not done yet, and I don't have any pictures from that one because there isn't a soloist, and I give you the pictures of Bruckner and Wagner there on the screen, so you can see who's being honored by this concert and who these two men were. Now, the final concert. Now, the final concert, you're going to have to make a choice. It's at the same time as the Gulbenkian concert, and this final one is. Let me double check my notes here. It's the Bavarian Radio Symphony Orchestra, but the conductor is not from there, and that's important, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. The Bavarian Radio Symphony live streams Tchaikovsky, played by a pianist who knows how to play him, and Shostakovich, conducted by a conductor who knows Shostakovich very well, Friday, February 28th. If you prefer the Russian masters to the German masters, it's hard for you to do better than this concert. It's at the same time as the Gulbenkian concert, 8 o'clock European time, 2 o'clock, late lunch on the East Coast, 11 in the morning, early lunch on the West Coast. They'll start out playing Luigi Dalla Piccola's Due Pezzi, and that's an Italian piece, and I think it's probably because the conductor is an Italian, but just wait a moment for that. Then they'll do Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto No. 1 in B minor, Opus 23, and the pianist, whom you see a photograph of there, is Beatrice Rana, and she is known for an electrifying playing style. Well, this is going to be a resounding Tchaikovsky piano concerto, I can tell you that. Then after the break, they come back and they do Shostakovich's Symphony No. 6 in B minor, Opus 54. That's not my favorite Shostakovich. My favorite is the fifth. I mean, it's just the be-all and the end-all for me since I first heard it in a listening room at the University in Michigan way back in more decades than I cared to recount. But the conductor for this, Gianandrea Noseda, he's a Shostakovich specialist. He's acclaimed for his recordings of Shostakovich, so he knows the Shostakovich music inside and out. So you have a choice this Friday, either in the evening in Europe or in the early afternoon or late morning in the U.S. on the East or West Coast. If you want fun, it's the Frankfurt Radio Symphony playing John Williams and Stravinsky. If you want some serious German romanticism, it's the Gulbenkian Orchestra playing Wagner and Bruckner. And if you prefer the Russian masters, well, you've got Tchaikovsky and Shostakovich all wrapped up in one package for you. Enjoy. And remember, if you're watching this on a Facebook video, please click like the video and we'll send you an invite to follow us. If you're watching on YouTube, click the subscribe button. And please don't just like us or like the video, subscribe and follow us if you're watching on TikTok, X, Instagram, or Threads. Have a great weekend. I hope that one of these concerts inspires you or uplifts you or just gives you a heck of a good time. Ciao for now. I may be back a little later in the evening. I should mention there are several contemporary music chamber concerts going on this weekend, and I may come on later on because they won't be on until much later in European and in U.S. time, and give you a brief summary of what that is for those of you who love music, which is now. Thanks for listening.